One Piece. Oh my God, Thurman. We have a bathhouse scene.
So, fun fact.
Yes.
I read this while I was intoxicated.
Yeah, the first time. I'm hoping you reread it.
So.
Did you reread it, Thurman?
Yeah.
Okay. He was out at I'm guessing, bar. Was it a bar? Well, I don't know what you fucking drinking people do.
I was at a hookah bar.
Oh, so not.
I read that.
So were you drunk and high?
Yes, that's the reason. That's
the
main
killer
reason
combo.
Yeah, I know, because the thing is, I was drunk, high, and then I took a shot of hookah. That's what kind of shut my body down.
So you're sitting there like, oh, Nami Robin tits. I can't fully appreciate this right now.
I kept my composure, which is good.
Oh, your composure, bro. You know who? I'm just gonna start off with the obvious, okay? They go from asking, oh, hey, where's Sanji at, to the bathhouse. So I was waiting that whole time to see Sanji. He didn't show up, which means he did it. He was successful. He remained invisible. We didn't see Sanji, but he was in that scene the whole time. Confirmed.
I had a feeling. I was like,
well, that's my assumption.
He's probably there somewhere.
Because can we just
it's funny all, because
Sanji dipped just to steal a line from you. Sanji got out of there FTL. Like they're like, where the fuck is?
What's funny about it too is that none of them have hockey, so none of them can like sense him that he's in
there.
Yeah,
you're not part of the fucking big three up in here.
Bruh, that's so funny.
Oh my God, Sanji! Like, I hope he needs a W, bro. Like, every time he gets a W, it's gone. And you can even, like, the W with pudding is questionable, right? He got a kiss, but she's underage. So is that a W, really? And also, he forgot it. So it's a very fucking questionable situation. Viola, of course.
Well, I mean,
how do you feel about that? Wait,
it's probably one of those. Because how old was Pudding? She was what?
I believe
17?
16.
16.
And Sanji's shit. Approaching 20, I believe.
Oh wow, she is underage. Holy shit!
Yeah.
I didn't know what about that.
Well, to steal a fucking line from the God King of Lightning, she's legal in Japan. So
you can't
blame Oda.
You don't think about that shit sometimes,
right? Yeah, in Japan that shit's high key normal, bro. It's like fucking Sanji will take what he can get.
Like, you read that shit and like you just assume that most characters, unless stated otherwise, they're of age.
Yeah, for real.
That's so.
No, but Viola, so honestly, it's probably good that his memory was erased, because if he's ever sitting in the what's the One Piece version of FBI or the Child Protective Services? They give him a lie detector test or some shit. He's clean.
The world government, probably.
Yeah, fucking CP8. They're in charge of. I don't know, CP 1 through 8. One of them's got to be bound to do it. But no. So either way, I'm hoping that. The fact that there was no comedic Sanji getting caught scene, I'm hoping that means that he has succeeded finally in his dream. So yeah.
Bro, this chapter, man, it's just a lot of Oda has just been, man, so many mangaka in this fucking in their current arcs right now are just flexing like. Mm-hmm. Like Oda's leading the way for his Kohais right now, and some of his Kohais, besides Horikoshi, we're fucking flexing on their fucking current arc right now. Oda is the morale booster. Remember that support fruit that was revealed a few seconds ago?
Oh yeah, the leader of the main woman of the rebellion army. Yeah, the cheer fruit, like, bro.
Fruit. Oda has the cheer fruit right now.
He's got to fucking uphold the flag. Remember, Oda said in an interview when Kishimoto left, he lost some motivation, and that made me sad, bro.
Bro, so that shit is fucking...
No, but Raizo, though, ninja in like a badass getting those keys, literally screaming nin, nin, nin as he runs through the halls. So, as you do.
So I need your help with this, okay?
Okay, oh, God.
So
I'm going to be mad at you. I'm going to be mad at you. All right.
Who gives a fuck? Solitaire. The monkey's
that
mouth.
Would be, oh, okay, yes.
The monkeys don't have, like, I don't see, like...
Oh, boy.
why she has multiple hands. The monkeys don't have multiple hands. Why smile? That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, is it because the monkey's on her back or some shit like that? Like, what the fuck?
Oh my god. I honestly,
Like, bro,
I'm laughing
explain.
because I feel you on this one. I don't see the monkey in her at all. For once, I feel you, bro. Please tell us in the comments if we're idiots.
Bro, like, is there like some breed of monkey that has like a fucking?
Wait a minute. Is she a spider monkey? Wait, I gotta look.
Oh, okay.
I gotta look up spider monkey now. Hold on, I don't know if that's. I'm probably still being an idiot. Spider monkey. Okay, do they have? No, spider monkeys are just smaller. They don't have more hands. I don't get it. Well, I'm not sure. I'm hoping that someone can clarify that in the comments for us because we're being idiots.
Keep talking.
But anyway, I don't know. I think she's cool. I like her design. Like, I'd be curious on your thoughts on this. I think all of the people that he introduces here, the wardens, the vice wardens, high key Impel Down vibes as well. But like, just Oda flexing as well on his just minor character design. Like, even the most like inconsequential of characters, you know, they have good ass designs. Do you feel me on that?
All right, so I think because when I first saw it, you know, the I was like I had to at first, you know, I thought it was just me being, you know, intoxicated.
Mm-hmm.
That happens.
I'm seeing more arms. Is my vision doubled?
because I see the tail, right? So I was assuming that the monkey's on her back, because you know how like the smile fruits have.
Oh, like, that could be it.
So I thought that, you know, she had like the monkey on her back or some shit like that. But I'm like, she's doing some fucking fishman shit. Except she's not an octopus, you know, like the multiple sword octopus.
But no, what I was saying when presumably you were dealing with a member of your family was that I think that what I love about Oda is that like he really puts a lot of effort into all of his character designs, even like minor characters like these, like their character designs are fucking cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Like they're all cosplayable, even though they're like scrubs.
Paper mache those arms, bro.
Yeah, dude. Okay, let's see here. So Luffy fucking just destroys this Scorpion guy. And I love that they kind of restate the rules. Like, yeah, no, if you even like talk back to a guard, you're supposed to be fucking executed or have your arms ripped off, and Luffy still hasn't had that happen to him.
Bro, Luffy's a fucking happy man.
I think that Kaido legitimately wants Luffy to join his crew. So I'm pretty sure Kaido is like, nah, you can't kill him. He's like, how are we supposed to enforce laws on him? I don't know. It's your problem, bro. I want him in my crew. Like, Kaido is now doing, like, remember when Luffy wanted fucking, who was it that he really wanted on his crew and he wouldn't take no for an answer? Was it Sanji? He was kind of like, you know how Luffy does that, right? Like, and with Jinbei, he was like, no, you're fucking joining my crew, right? Like, I like to imagine drunk Kaido is kind of like Luffy in the sense of like, but I want him on my crew. He's a cool, stretchy boy, and he burned down Enies lobby. That's awesome.
Man, that's so funny too.
I would love that if Kaido, like drunk Kaido, is just like super like impressed by Luffy, like, oh, I want him.
It's my toy. I baby shake it.
It's like one of those fucking stretchy. You ever have like a Stretch Armstrong? It's like a fucking action figure, but it's just made out of rubber, and you can stretch it around.
Oh no, I've never had that.
So let's talk about the main attraction here.
Yeah,
Queen.
Wait, before we continue,
you're talking about the elephant guy?
No, not even that. So you kind of called this last review.
What I call?
You said that they had a plan because you know remember you were talking about like Luffy starting a fight because he had a plan because Alex Kidd left first.
Yeah.
So this kind of confirms it, you know, because he's like, this is training once I take these off. So I'm assuming him, Alex Kidd, and Rizzo had a strategy. So I thought that was pretty cool that you called that.
Well, that also kind of confirms. I know a lot of people were thinking that this whole thing would count as like, it kind of reminds me of like when Goku would go to fucking the Kai planet and like, okay, lift this shit without use your pure like muscles, don't use like energy or whatever. Here's like some energy cuffs that you don't, that's been in like every anime. Like here's, you lift this without using your haki or your devil fruit, just pure raw strength. And that, so it's going to be like it's almost like Luffy has been training so much with like his haki and his devil fruit. This is kind of like his time to go back to the basics and really like take some time to retrain up his like physical base stats, like muscles,
Yeah, and you see next chapter you get shat on. I think it's, a different thing. So, main attraction,
Queen, bro. Queen is just this is the perfect creation of Oda right here. This is an Oda character just in a nutshell. I love him.
I haven't seen a character like this in One Piece in forever.
Oh my god. And he's one of the strongest dudes in the whole verse. That's the best part. He is.
Bro, this is why Oda is so good at his characters. Like, even like the fucking villains have personality that's fucking amazing.
I know, exactly. And anyone that's gonna be mad at this shit, anyone that's like, oh, I don't like this, fuck off. Fuck right off. Like, literally, just if you don't like this, you're reading the wrong manga. Go read fucking DBZ for a 5th time. Okay? Go read Naruto and fucking jack off to Sasuke's character arc. I'm sorry, it doesn't exist. This right here, bro. This man, he gets up and he's doing some fucking dance. And my favorite part is he declares, he's like, listen, no one asked, but he chooses to declare this. He's like, yo, reason I'm so fucking fat is because if I was any skinnier, none of y'all would be getting bitches. I'd be getting all the bitches. So, that's a favor.
Bruh, that shit is so fucking hilarious. Oh my god. And then the next chapter, bro, he's a billion.
My favorite of Kaido's man. I'm calling it, bro.
So I think at this point in time, we can assume that majority of high tier of Yonko's crew have a billion bounty. Like, we're gonna that's
the top men of the, for sure. Like, because you gotta keep in mind, right? So like we found out a couple of the bounties. I think wasn't Cracker's bounty somewhere in like the 800 million range, and then like. Because let's be honest here, we all know like Big Mom is like the lowest tier Yonko. It's a shame, but it's the truth. So like it makes sense that like her top person would have a bounty lower than this guy. Like, and then this is Kaido's second strongest man because it's Kaido, King, Queen, Jack. So and Jack was right at $1 billion, right?
Yeah, so
Jack wasn't even billion, and then this guy, and then Katakuri was higher than Jack, but then Queen is higher than Katakuri.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's of course remembering that even Oda has said that bounty does not equal power level. But goddamn, do I want to fucking see a fight between? I don't even know what he does yet, but I want to see a fight between Queen and Katakuri right the fuck now. Oh, see, like that's the great part about One Piece, though, right? Like you sit there and like these things about these characters now. So like I think of Katakuri and I think of like the badass aspect of him, but I also think about the aspect of Katakuri's character where he likes to go and when he's in alone and he has some alone time, he likes to just eat donuts while singing about how good donuts are. Like, oh yeah, these donuts are so fucking good, woo! And like they all have their little weird quirks, and that's what makes them them. So like immediately I'm like comparing and contrasting different Yonko crews. It's so good.
Yep.
Also, did you notice that he wants to go to basically, I'm just gonna lay it on thick here. He wants to go to a whorehouse afterwards to get some action from Komurasaki, and these men are like, we probably shouldn't tell him she's dead.
Tell him she's dead.
Yeah.
Dead.
So like this man's literally planning on coming here, punishing Luffy, doing what he's got to do, and then afterwards like paying Komurasaki to get a good quick fuck.
Get some. He's paying to get some.
That's bro. What he literally. I'm gonna read it, bro. Let's hit the red light district on the way back. And then they're like, so do we tell him Komurasaki's dead? Never, dumbass. We'll be killed.
Bro,
oh my god.
He's gonna torture some punk kid and then get some pussy. That's his life.
And that right there is a real man.
Bruh, I am dead. So
I need. By the way, one last thing about Queen here. I need to see Queen cosplay's stat. I'm not sure how you would do it body wise. You'd have to be real fat to make it work. But I need to see it. All right,
bruh. So this man, tell me your problems. Tell me all.
Yeah, rank your problems. Well, kids escaped.
What you Keys to the Cinco have been stolen. What? Oh, and Luffy's on the run.
Dude, my favorite part about that whole thing, like I was literally dying, is where like he's literally like, yeah, this, and Luffy is actually literally escaping right now as we speak, and then they pan over and there's just chaos. Oh god,
bruh,
Luffy's just fucking running amok.
Like the order of relevance to that, right? Because usually a person would say like, "Oh, Luffy escaping is the most important part," because it's happening right here in this very moment. But because Eustace already escaped.
Yeah, he said 3-1 instead of 1-3.
The
like, order of relevance was completely opposite. Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, that Straw Hat Luffy kid. Oh yeah, he's running right now.
Yeah, like there's actually like chaos over there. Oh, that's fucking amazing.
I fucking love One Piece. Oh my god.
I loved it. Yeah. Now then we pan over to we're Frankie, Usopp, and Law have got to where Zoro was, and conveniently Zoro has yet again bailed. Apparently, off screen got one of his swords stolen, which is eerily similar to what happened in Dressrosa. If you think about that.
Zoro be getting swords stolen.
Not holding on to his fucking swords.
Bro, that should stay to the side. I don't know how the fuck he probably sleeping and then just
well,
like
he's gonna get lost again, bro. Like Oda is just fucking teasing it. Like Oda is practically just shouting to us that Zoro's gonna fucking burst in on Kaido at some point.
Zoro is the MVP of this arc.
Zoro is gonna accidentally find his way to Onigashima somehow. But like a day before the fucking attack is supposed to happen, Zoro's just gonna be there. I'm calling it now.
He doesn't even know about the attack, does he?
Zoro doesn't know shit, bro. Like you're right. Yeah, you're fucking right. He wasn't even there for the meeting. He has no idea what's going on. Zoro is like the biggest fucking what's it called when you're a nuisance, you're a detriment to the plan. Like Zoro is like the worst right now. He's not the MVP. He's like actually the biggest threat to this plan failing.
Bruh, that is so fake.
God, it's getting to like mental illness like status. The amount of times he just bails.
He has no sense of direction whatsoever. That's dangerous.
It's getting worse and worse too.
Is it even a disease
like a progressing problem? Like he needs to see a doctor. Oh my god.
Does he even?
Well, where do you think this is going with Zoro? What sword do you think was stolen? Are we thinking it's the one that people think that he stole from Ryuma?
Probably, because I don't really see any other
there's relevance to all the swords, right? So like, if for and this is coming right from Tekking, I'll give Tekking props to what I'm about to say here. So if like let's say the sword that was stolen was his original sword, the one that was given to him by Kuina. Oda could do something where it's like, oh, that sword originally came from Wano, which would start giving the hints of like maybe Kuina or Kuina's parents came from Wano, yada yada, right? If it was the other sword, remember that's a cursed sword, so we could go more into cursed blades and how those work. So really, Oda could make any of them interesting.
Yeah, I can see that. It's just it's just kind of the motivation, like who would steal the sword, right? So it probably
would make the most sense to be, I think, is it Shusui? Am I saying that right?
Shusui?
The one that's, that came from Wano. It would make the most sense for them to steal that one, because, that's kind of like a national treasure to them, because remember, Hogback and Moria originally grave robbed and stole that sword from Wano, so, yeah.
Yeah. So it's probably still, either be like a thief trying to sell it, or probably what you said, the whole like, oh, it's a natural treasure, why do you have that, blah blah blah.
Yeah, so that was happening a couple chapters ago too. Remember Oda motherfucker, Zoro was like being accused, like, why do you have this, you know what I mean? So, and then he cut a fucking thing in half with like a fucking, he pulled a Mihawk and like cut a whole building in half with like a little dagger.
That man is grown up.
Now to the bathhouse scene. Listen, no, first of all, let's just immediately point out the fact that Shinobu, her tits are just floating. Like, it's reminded me of, do you remember that there was an extra chapter of Naruto a long ways back where Hinata and Sakura were in a fucking hot tub? and like Hinata had her hands like over her boobs, and Sakura was like, "You don't got to do that. It's just us girls here." And then Hinata's like, "But they float," and then Sakura got all self-conscious about how small her boobs were.
Yo, that's just fucking funny.
Now the funny part is when it fucking pans over and we realize, oh, it's a mixed gender bath. So Nami's like, should we charge them? And then there's like a whole group of people like, oh yeah, happiness punch.
Bro, this this chapter just I think I'm saying this too much, but I just have to say it.
Feels like early One Piece, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, these chapters.
Damn fucking straight it does. I said the same goddamn thing when I was reading it, and I also said I'm saying this too much.
bro moment in the yeah.
I love that Oda's taking like, because I keep getting nervous that because there are some aspects where like Oda does seem to be doing this a lot where, like, he's off-screening a bunch of shit. He off-screened the end of the fight between Sanji and Page 1. He off-screened Zoro's swords getting stolen. He's off-screening Kid escaping the prison. It just seems very weird that he's doing all that. But at least he's still showing us weird bullshit scenes like this, which is what I love in One Piece. Go ahead.
I think he's trying. I think he has so much on his, not really on his plate in like real life, but I think he has so much ideas for the arc right now, like he can't really show everything, so he's just picking and choose what he will show, what he won't show, just for a long. I'm gonna say as long as he lets us know and it makes sense later, I'm okay. But I understand your point. But I think Oda has a plan as to why he's doing so much stuff off screen.
Yeah, it just does. It gets a little frustrating with how much seems to be getting off screened. You know.
Yeah, because it's. This is the most off-screen stuff we've seen in One Piece arc, to my knowledge.
Oh yeah, I mean, like it because it makes me think of. To me, there's no coincidence that he's off-screening all this stuff at the same time as that interview came out where he was like literally nervous if he'd be able to finish the story or not. You know, so I'm nervous that he's kind of escalating the pace, which I understand that he kind of has to, but it just makes me sad because I'm thinking back to like think about like obscure ass parts of the story, like think about the Sea Train shit, right? Like think about how that you saw everything on the Sea Train shit. You saw them going through cart, and you know, like I loved the how slow and just kind of like it was just a chill, relaxed adventure. And I know some people don't like that kind of stuff, but I like slow One Piece personally.
Yeah, I liked it too, especially I was watching the anime.
Yeah, well, see, that's a little too slow, because the problem is they're not slowing it down with more content. They're taking the content that Oda's given and dragging it out. Either way, though, good ass fan service here. Now we need to talk about this, and I'm assuming you'll feel me on this, but that scene with the octopuses was just far too close to tentacle hentai.
Oh yeah.
Bro, I was sitting there like, oh my god. Like, I see what he's going for, because it's the same octopus that showed up in the beginning of the arc, but, like, literally, if I showed someone that had never read One Piece, just that screen, even someone who had read One Piece, they'd probably think it was a hentai. This is the beginnings of a hentai. I guarantee you, in a month or less, there will be a hentai with shittily drawn artwork that stems from this moment right here. It'll be from here, and then they'll get fucked by the octopuses. I guarantee it.
I can see it, honestly.
Prove me wrong.
I memean, it's hell. It probably already exists.
Yeah. There's probably some text fanfics about it that exist.
Text fanfics.
Bro, it's just that, I don't know. It's hilarious. But I mean, I do love it though. Like, I love I just love the cultures that Oda creates. Like, I love how just like it's so normal. They're just like, yeah, we're just here getting fucking, sudsed up by an octopus. This is just Wano culture. I love that.
Wano culture.
Speak, motherfucker.
I literally just said something.
Yeah, but that wasn't substantive. You just went, Wano.
Okay. You know what? Pull your pants down. It's time for a Luffy Gomu Gomu no fisting in that ass, boy.
How about the Shinobu Ball Crusher? That's more. That actually happened in this chapter.
Ninja art, Shinobu Ball Crusher. See, Naruto wasn't way better for had those type of jutsus in there.
Naruto had the finger up the ass jutsu, Kakashi's special attack, bro.
Bruh, death.
Oh. Remember in
So what's
Naruto
the
when they
problem?
like low key defeated like the greatest enemy of all time by turning into a bunch of yaoi men?
Bruh,
Tell me you
I
remember
remember
that.
Yeah, I saw that clip. I
That
saw that.
actually legitimately is hilarious. Where Sakura's like, "That's not gonna work on her. She's like an omnipotent goddess being," and then she like actually like has a little bit of a nosebleed. And I remember King of Lightning was like, "Oh, this bitch thirsty." And King of Lightning also said he said something. I'm probably misquoting it, but he said something along the lines of like, "If those were all black dudes with like big swinging dicks, it would have worked." But because they weren't, it didn't work. I think the exact quote was, "If they were brothers, it would have worked."
They were brothers. part of the brotherhood.
Oh yeah. Okay. Now another thing I want to talk about is young Hio of the Flowers or whatever, the fucking old man that's in the jail with Luffy right now, and like how important he is.
Yeah, a Yakuza boss. He like hell, even Kaido and Orochi wanted him. That's crazy,
Yeah,
bro.
which shows. You know what that shows me? That prison did him dirty. Like that prison has basically emancipated him to the point where he's like a frail old man because he apparently used to be awesome. You know, I don't think it's just age that did that to him. Because look at Rayleigh. You know what I mean? I think that prison and not being able to eat just fucked him up.
It did what Kaido wants.
Slowly break them. That is what they said they do.
Break them up. Except, Luffy's breaking them back.
Yeah, and that's what, and this is just what Oda. I love when Oda does this, right? Because the second, when Luffy first saved that old man, and it was like, okay, he's gonna be important, but how? And then it starts to really piece together, like, oh, and then it clicked in this chapter where they're like, you know what his specialty was? Gathering up people, and so he's like a fucking Bernie Sanders type. He can go out there, give a fucking speech, and be like, gather up supporters, right? So he's gonna be integral to going around and being like, we need fighters, like I can already see this in my head. He's gonna give like an epic speech that's gonna like, basically do a cheer fruit situation, but through words. He's gonna go out there and be like, I'm back, motherfuckers, the old Yakuza boss that everyone loved, and I want you to fight for these people, and that's gonna be awesome. I can see it already.
That's his power too, because Luffy I had the exact same thing I was gonna say after you're finished in my head, but I lost it. But Luffy is a great influence on people. Luffy is that knight in shining armor when it comes to, because he's innocent. He's stupid. He does what he thinks is right. He's not really
right. And that's exactly what he wants. Like I want people that act on their heart, and emotions. People that are, just good, pure people. Go ahead, continue. I was just adding on to what you're saying.
Yeah, so it's it's the way Luffy because think about it, right? Luffy the reason why I like dumb, stupid main characters. Some people don't like that, but I kind of do. It's because they're innocent, right? Like they're not swayed by they're on because of how they are. They're honest. They're gonna be honest. Luffy's gonna feel like when he first met Shirahoshi, he was like, "Oh, you're
I hate people like you.
Yeah, you're a fucking pussy, right?"
Yeah, he was like, "Fuck you."
Like he doesn't
suck. I hate you.
Like shit pisses him off. Like him, like what's her name, not being able to see her dad because her dad, was exiled or something like that. I never
realized how close that was. By the way, that whole Shirahoshi thing. I never realized that's like really good character consistency from Oda, because remember, Luffy did a very similar thing with Kobe in like the first chapter, because Kobe was like too scared to leave the boat, like Alvida's boat, and he literally was like, "You're a weakling. I hate people like you." It's like very similar to what he did with Shirahoshi.
So I like that. So, but with that in mind, Luffy doesn't really, people. It's baffling people how honest he is, right? Because he means it from the heart. Luffy's not really a liar, like he's dumb. Because of how dumb he is.
He's very pure of heart, and people tend to trust him because of how dumb he is, yeah.
Yeah, so...
It's the same thing that made Hancock fall in love with him. He's so pure that he doesn't feel like lust or lechery, or he's not going to try to fuck you over, or he's not going to try to gain your trust just to fuck you, stuff like that.
Yeah, so I really like how Oda built up his character from that, because a lot of people say Luffy hasn't really changed much. I agree with that. He stayed the same, but I can appreciate that in the midst of it, making him a dumb character kind of in the long run, that's what made Luffy a better character. I feel like.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me too bad that he hasn't changed. Luffy's never really been the star attraction of One Piece to me. I just kind of, he's just there, you know. To me, it's he's just kind of a conduit for the reader, you know, just someone to experience the adventures through. I feel really no such way towards Luffy, either good or bad. He's just there. Sometimes he's fun, but he's really not even close. He's not even my top like 20 characters. He's just there. He really is just there to me. I feel nothing towards Luffy, and like except for there's occasional moments where he does good shit, like when he uses the hat to cover up Katakuri's mouth, when he tells Robin, "Say you want to live, I want to hear it," when he punches the Celestial Dragon. Those are good moments from him. But other than that, I'm mostly focusing on Sanji or Usopp or stuff like that. Now, so this end here, you have the guy in the cell is one of the main people of that was Oden's people that they're trying to gather. Now, I have a theory that this is why I'm glad I watched Tekking's review before filming this one, because I can now talk about this, because I had not heard about this until Tekking brought it up. There's a big theory going around that this guy is a seal mink. Now, here's why. You remember when Oda originally, I'm sure you remember this, when Oda originally was showing like flashbacks between Luffy and Ace, he would show the two sake cups, but there was like off in the corner, the third sake cup was sitting there.
Yeah.
Foreshadowing the fact that Sabo was a brother, like way beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
So similar things are happening. Do you remember? So back in chapter 920, when Inuyarashi, the dog mink, came to Wano, he was remembering when he washed up there as a kid, and it was him and the cat Nekomamushi, and then right next to them there was a third mink with a casa hat, just kind of sitting there, but his face was shadowed out. Then during the flashback, when we saw how the time fruit worked and shit, and like how their castle was burning down, and like the 9 scabbards showed up to try to stop that, there was also a man with a casa hat, face blocked out, and then when he was like, oh, we need to find these 9 people or whatever, man with a casa hat, face blocked out. So a lot of people are basically thinking, okay, it's gonna. Oh, and the reason for a seal is because apparently there's a Japanese like folklore thing where there's a seal with a fucking casa hat. It's like a Japanese urban myth or whatever. So basically, since he was with Inuyarashi, he has a casa hat. People are thinking it's gonna be a seal mink.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So that could explain why he can eat the
the
poison,
fish and spit it back out. Yeah.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. I think that theory has a good backing, actually.
Me too. And that's gonna be interesting. Like that's gonna be one of those like classic, really well designed Oda characters. Like he's gonna look awesome. I can already tell.
Yo, that is insane.
Right?
Seriously.
So, I guess final thoughts for you.
Great chapter. 10 out of 10, my dude.
Not every chapter can be 10 out of 10. Then you devalue the 10 out of 10. Like Kaido one-shotting Luffy, that's a 10 out of 10. You can't not every chapter can be 10.
be a foreshadowing a 10 out of 10. So
when was the last chapter that wasn't 10 out of 10 for you of One Piece?
Like 2 or 3 chapters ago, maybe.
All right, yeah.
Anywho,
I mean they are godly, but like
prediction. I do like that seal theory. I'm going to start backing that theory.
Oh yeah, well I mean we'll probably find out next week, but yeah, no, I'm running with that for sure. I think it's legit.
I want to see how Rise going to break out Luffy right now. I feel like there's going to be a Queen/Luffy fight, and I feel like Luffy's going to get his ass kicked.
It's probably going to be one of those scuffles where like Luffy's running away as he's punching him,
Yeah, like how he did with like Big Mom and shit.
Yeah.
And
I really want to see a little bit of what Queen can do. Like he fascinates me.
Yes.
And I think he Okama. Like it's like the lipstick and the dancing makes me think he's an Okama.
Probably, yeah.
Which is even more interesting because we haven't seen like an Okama character. Like, I'm ready, bro. Like, hell yeah. Now, one last thing, I got to bring it up one more time as the Sanji fanboy. The fact that like the best part about Sanji having that invisibility is that he can theoretically be in any scene, but we won't know it. Sanji is now omnipotent or omnipotent, however you fucking say that. He can both be everywhere and nowhere at the same time.
So he's omnipresent.
Yes, because think about it. Oda can literally, if Oda could now just say in an SPS, like, Sanji was there, you just didn't know.
He's like Drax if you stand still long enough.
Yes, bro. If you don't know, people that watched Infinity War, which should be like most of the planet at this point, at least half the population, make Thanos happy. But in fucking Infinity War, there's a joke where Drax is like, I'm trying to master standing so still that I erase my presence completely. And when he's one of the people that gets like Thanos snapped away. And I was thinking it would be fucking genius if in the next movie Drax just shows back up out of nowhere and they're like, what the fuck? Drax, I thought you were dead. He's like, nah, dude, I mastered the thing, bro. That'd be such a good way to like fucking like just have Drax. Everyone else is still dead. Drax just faked it. Oh, that'd be brilliant.
Fake death.
Anything? Yeah, but I mean, I'm expecting a scene with Sanji at some point, walking out of that bathhouse with like just the dumbest shit-eating grin, like, yeah, you know. But then something, because it's Oda and he has to just screw over Sanji at every turn, something's gonna fuck him over. Like I like to imagine like Sanji's walking down the street with like that, like, yes, I did it, and then like just some enemy, maybe Page One from a while, you know, someone just sees him and then like decks him in the face. I don't know. Like I need a conclusion of that Sanji peeping story arc for sure. That's all I'm saying.
Big facts.
This makes me the big happy. And with that,
peace.